I can't do it. Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. It. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Thing.
Oh, I cut it off early. Hey, do you think I should leave the glasses on or off today?
I'd keep them on.
My eyes
I
have been bugging
think you're
me.
smart. Yeah, you're smart doing that because if you have too much computer time, you don't want to mess around with your eyes. Go for it. It looks good. You look distinguished.
They're bugging me. The eyes are bugging me. They're twitching. Hey, welcome in. How are you? Friday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone, to your loved ones. We got a special Valentine's Day show for you today. Okay, we're going to profess our love to everyone out there in the world. Okay, we got Jim Moore here. He's just going to be here for a little bit, for half an hour. So get it in now. Chris Egan will join us today a little bit earlier. We'll talk a little Dan Wilson, a little V-Day. And then, of course, we always wrap it up with hey, what the puck? Why are you only here for a half an hour today? What do you got going on?
Yeah, the hot tub guy has to come back and make a few more changes with the chlorine. No, it's a follow-up to the knee surgery I had last week.
Okay, we got to do another cleanup procedure on the knee.
Yeah, just the doctor's going to check it out and see how my flexion or whatever, how my mobility is looking in my knee. I went to PT this morning already.
Oh, good for you. Well, you're up and early. How are you doing though? How's the knee?
He seems to think, Aaron, I'm working with a guy named Aaron at Step and Spine down here, and he seems to think it's going pretty well. Yeah, it's going pretty well. But he did say that it's slowly progressing.
Slowly progressing. Are we doing the stuff at home?
Yes, we are.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, no, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, with the quads, with the knee. And so the doctor's going to check it out a week after surgery and we'll see what the doctor has to say. But
yeah. Okay. Well, you'll be back on the trail soon in Bend, the Deschutes River Trail.
Yeah. I can't even tell you how excited I am to be here today because this is the first time in a long time where we didn't have a technical difficulty. And I'm just so fucking proud of myself. Honestly, I am. This makes me really happy. I mean, small things make me happy, but this one, because I know it's irritating to you, it's irritating to me, it's frustrating to you, frustrating to me, and the listeners are probably going, "Well, God, Jim's such an old fuck, he can't figure it out." But
you sound great. You sound great. No issues.
I can hear you. Everything is wonderful.
It's Valentine's Day. It's a day. Yeah. It's a day of love. All right, daily puck drop every day, 10 a.m. Whether you'll watch it or listen to it live, if you do so, YouTube, Twitter. We go live every day at 10 a.m. If you want to just listen to the show, let's say you're in your car, walking the dogs, got stuff to do, don't want to watch it because we feel that you're an ugly person. We don't want to watch you. Thank you. You can listen on the Puck Sports mobile app. We've got an app for iOS for Apple users, also for you crazy, just idiot Android users. We got one for you as well. Google Play Store and the iOS Store. If you are watching and listening later, YouTube, subscribe to the channel, please. Also there on all the podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, wherever you find your podcast. I'm broadcasting from the Puck Sports Studios. Look how beautiful it looks right behind me. Look at that. Limback Lumber Studios. It's built by Limback Lumber. Contractors that got free deliveries, everything from whole house packages to homeowner DIY projects. Largest stock moldings in the Northwest. Old school service. They've been doing it since 1930. Give them a call, 206-782-3487. And the proud sponsors of our Majors baseball team this year, Limback Lumber. All right, Jim, Monday, Wednesdays, sometimes on Fridays, is brought to you by
A Clean Streak. It's Brian Turner's company, his business, professional window and exterior cleaning service, proudly serving Island and Skagit counties for more than 10 years. A Clean Streak specializes in so many different services, from roof and gutter cleaning to pressure washing. They'll handle all those tough and dirty jobs so you don't have to. How about your windows? Have you looked at your windows lately, Puck? I mean, your windows could probably use a cleaning, couldn't they? Do you have any windows there in the Limback studio? Well, everybody, you know what? They're getting smudgy and dirty from neglect, not just at your house, but everywhere. Let Brian Turner and his crew clean them up for you and give those windows the sparkle they deserve. Call A Clean Streak at 360-395-5748 or visit acleanstreak.com.
We're always big with the young crowd. Evan listening to you guys while I play Xbox this morning. Evan, how old are you?
Yeah. Thanks, Evan. Appreciate that.
By
the way, you're not ugly. I mean, most days you are, but I think with glasses and no hat, your hair looks good. You're actually like an attractive male, kind of.
Oh, what do you mean, kind of?
Yeah. And so you know how things just pop into my head and for no apparent reason. How are you with women with glasses? Because that's big for me. I love women wearing glasses.
100%.
Really? We're on board on that one?
100%.
Yeah.
Just 100%.
No, I know.
God almighty.
I love that.
And if that woman with glasses on is dangling a heater from her bottom lip, God almighty.
Yeah, why is that? I don't know if women.
Well, I
feel
know
that
why
way.
it is. I mean, it's
why?
Because you know why. You know what the cigarette is portraying.
You ever type in women with glasses? You ever type that one in?
on which site?
Not pucksports.com. I can tell you that. It might start with a P though. Who should we send Valentine's Day cards to? Oh, are you going to try and come up with some like Valentine's Day theme?
No, I'm just saying because no. I'm stealing this from Blake. Blake says you should send Mike Salk a card. Who do we want to send a card to? Yeah, that probably won't happen. I don't think Mike's he probably won't send one to me either. No. Yeah, kind of a mutual dislike there. Our buddy Evan has checked back in. He's playing Halo Infinite. I don't know what that is. And he's 27. See, we're big with the young crowd. We always have been. No, that's great. No, the one thing on Valentine's Day that that's great. That's great. Yeah, move on. See you later. Jesus. No, my kids are still playing video games. I mean, they're over there. Are they? Are they still? I think they're still. You know what they did last night? They sent me a picture from Zeppos. They were like, Dad, they got a great deal. You can bowl all you want for $9.95 after 9 o'clock. So they stayed there till 11:30 and they bowled 4 games up at Zeppos. Nice. I love Zeppos. When I was in Pullman on Wednesday night, there was part of me. We pulled into town around 9ish, and I'm like, I need something to eat. Not a lot is open. I thought about going into Zeppos, swinging into Zeppos. Yeah, I did not. Instead, I went to Chipotle. Okay, how'd that trip go? Why don't you tell everybody? It's good. Well, I think most people know. Every week. But that was the first chemo treatment for Maple, right? No, she's not. It's not chemo. It's radiation. She goes. Okay, that's the second one. We got one more. Okay, we got one more. Not next. We don't go next week. We go in 2 weeks. They take a break between the second round of radiation and then the next one. So, she doing okay on the car ride back? Yeah, on the car ride. That's why I think most people know, but that's why the last 2 weeks I haven't done a show on Thursday because I leave Wednesday, which is a very long day. We get done with the show, and then I coach basketball. That gets over at like 4:30, and then I pop in the car and bomb on over to Pullman. Wow! And then her appointments in the morning. This time of year, driving to Pullman. I'm not exaggerating. The coming home yesterday was probably one of the worst driving experiences on the pass. I mean, I've driven that thing a million times, driven in the snow, ice, all of it, a million times. But that one was a doozy. Snowing. It was snowing. It was snowing pretty heavily from when you come up the hill, when you let's see, from about Ellensburg, from the fruit stand, probably all the way to the pass, and then it was snowing pretty hard in Othello, and then it stopped, but when we got to the fruit stand, just outside of Ellensburg, and there was probably 50 yards of visibility, and it was, and then you get to the pass, and then it's just everything, it's snow everywhere, ice everywhere, people are going like 30. 3-4 accidents. I mean, it was nuts. It was nuts. And I'm just sitting there, seeds, dill pickle seeds, chew, dill pickle seeds, chew.
What? How
Just
long?
trying
What
to
it take?
stay.
What it take you? 8 hours?
No. It was fine. It took 5 maybe.
What?
Yeah.
5 with those kind of conditions?
Well, I mean, before
Because I
then,
sit there, used to make the drive from Issaquah, but from Issaquah to Ballard, you got to add another hour.
yeah, but from on 26, I was bombing. Just
Yeah,
bombing left and right.
Just hoping, hoping nobody's sitting out there by Royal City. They
Hoping
always sit
nobody
there,
by
Royal City.
Yeah, they always by Royal City, or when you come on down towards the Columbia, always there too. Those pricks. I shouldn't say that loud. If you see me, don't pull me over.
No, but between Vantage and Royal City, you really got to be on the lookout.
Yeah, so it was a doozy. It was a doozy of a drive yesterday. So no, she's doing. Thank you for asking. She's doing great. Second round of her radiation, and people are like, "Well, why did she have to go over there?" There's only one place in Washington State that does radiation for dogs, and it's at the vet school at Washington State. That's it. You can drive to Vancouver, BC, but I don't know. I don't think going through the border is probably going to be fun. Or you can drive to Portland, and it's significantly more expensive down in Portland. And then I'm like, why would I want to travel down there? It's like the same amount of time to drive.
Yeah, at least you're moving, going west to east.
Yeah, and it's Pullman. It's
going
beautiful.
North to south.
Yeah. When we pulled in, it was -1.
Was it? Yeah, I heard it was really
Freezing.
cold over there.
Freezing. Snow everywhere. It was good. So, it was good. Who did you take? Somebody wants to know, who'd you take this week? Golf picks. You took 2. Who'd you take?
Yeah, I went with the big guns. I went with, because signature event and it's based on money earning. So I went with Rory and Justin Thomas.
Rory and there you go, Scott. We answered your question. Rory and Justin Thomas. In my league, I went with Justin Thomas. And what's probably going to happen? He'll miss the cut, just like everybody else that I pick.
What? No, he won't. No, he won't. He's 1 over. He's only 5 back, and McCarthy's not going to hold up.
Just wait. You watch. You wait and watch. It's going to happen. It's just going to happen to me. It's going to be miserable. Everything's going to be miserable. All right.
No, he's playing well.
You got something special for Valentine's Day?
Well, the one thing I'm not going to, well, you know what, though? I violated my own thing that you shouldn't do, and that's
you sure did. I was going to bring it up.
Profess your love for your wife in social media and other outlets. And I wrote a Substack blog that just mentioned, I don't know. To be honest with you, I was just sitting there last night killing some time, and I'd had a couple of drinks and I popped an edible, and I just thought, you know what? I'm going to.
That's the name of the show today. Popped a couple drinks and had an edible. Good Lord. Hold on.
I got 2 different kinds. One's a purple canister and one's pink. And one of them's like, it says dreamy on there. And one of them says, it's bullshit, isn't it? I mean, don't they all do the same thing?
No, there's different strands of it.
Yeah.
Here's what
it's the first time I've ever written. It's the first time I've ever written under the influence of an edible.
And how did it go?
It went great. I think I'm going to continue to do it.
What was the line again? You had a couple of drinks and popped an edible. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
And so I just thought about it, and I thought, God, it was 24 years ago when I proposed to Kathy on Valentine's Day. And so I wrote about that. Okay. And I was also thinking about Mike Varell. Did you read his column today? It was pretty cool about.
I did not.
About people that got together as a result of sports, one couple meeting at a Kraken game, and a couple of Husky fans. And so I thought it was a really good idea for a column. And so then I'm trying to build some traction,
build your brand.
Yeah, with the Substack. And I just thought, I'll just throw this out there. It was kind of fun. But I'm not like, I'm going to profess my love to Kathy to her face, but the people that do it on Facebook that, talk about how great their wives are and all that shit, it's like, well, yeah, okay, we understand that, but just tell her.
Oh, okay. But you just did the same thing.
I
wrote a whole column.
I admit it. I'm talking out of both sides of my mouth. I'm a hypocrite. I'm all that.
Jim Moore, the go-to guy.substack.com. Did you propose on Valentine's Day? What I really though did appreciate about when you promoted this yesterday, by the way, and I don't know if she heard this or read this, when you promoted it yesterday, you said 24th anniversary of the best decision I made in my life. Wait, it's the second best decision. Choosing to go to Washington State and be a Coug. That's number 1.
Isn't it for you too?
Over my wife? No.
Oh, well, it is for me.
But, come on. To each their own.
Okay, but if Kai says 1A, Isn't Washington State 1B?
I would probably put my kids above choosing to where I went to college. But hey, you do you. Whatever's good for you. Just saying. I think
No, I know.
my
I have
kids are a little bit more
three
important.
Kids, two dogs. But God, I love being a Coug.
I hear you. I got you. I got you.
And it's kind of tongue in cheek, but
no, I don't think it is with you.
There's some truth to it.
I think there's a lot of truth
because
to it.
we all make life decisions, and you look back on them and you go, God, I don't know why I did that. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done this. When I think about my decision to go to Washington State, I'm still, 50 years later, 100% all in, going, God, way to go, Jim. You picked the right school.
This is a good point by one of our listeners, one of our viewers in the chat from Jay. WSU can't divorce Jim. Yeah, that's a good call. They can't.
Well, they probably tried. Bill Stevens has probably tried a few times over the years.
Oh, Stevens, and why? Bill Stevens, longtime sports information director. Does he not like you?
I think he likes me, but, with an asterisk.
Well, it's true.
If I'm critical of the Cougs, he doesn't like that very much.
Well, no one likes anyone being critical of anyone.
I know.
God almighty. Can't you just, I don't get that sometimes as a sports fan. Can't you just be still like the team, but be critical of them?
Well, yeah, we love the Cougs, but yeah, I mean, you got to be objective about it too when you're watching them and writing about it or talking about it. I don't want to be like, oh God, you're so in the bag for the Cougs that you'll never criticize them. That's one of the things with the Mariners, that we don't like about root sports people and Shannon. But it's
I for one like the root sports people, and I like.
I like them too, but they can't. They're muzzled. They can't say what they really think. Well, I understand that, and we've talked about this. If we worked for root sports, I'd be out there like, oh my God, Jerry DePoto's doing a hell of a job. Look who he brought in, Donovan Solano. He's been terrific.
Guys aren't seeing what I'm seeing. A 37-year-old pudgy third baseman. How is that not a good fit?
Yeah, I mean, to keep your job, you do what you have to do.
Well, no, but even as a fan, but hold on, but even as a fan, even as a fan, I feel like on social media, which is not the greatest barometer of anything, but it's like if you criticize whoever, oh, you're just a hater. Well, I don't like that particular player, or I don't think that they're good. That doesn't mean I don't like the team. All right. Yeah. I mean, it's like the Mariners. I'm still going to like the Mariners. It's just, that's just the point. But others are not, and people are going to shut them off this year and are going to not pay attention. At least they say that, but they'll probably come back and they'll say all these things because of ownership. I think you can not like the ownership, but then at the same time, like baseball, like the team. There's the players on the team I like.
Yeah. Okay. Let me ask you something that's probably going to be a little controversial, but what the hell?
I love it.
Okay. It really bothers me when you talk about criticism of people. It really bothers me when I read the comments of people criticizing Angie Mentink and that she talks too much, and they're not happy about the move of Angie going into the booth with Goldie. And I'm going to write a column in the News Tribune on Tuesday, and I'm hoping to talk to Angie, and I don't know if we're going to get too much into that. But do you think that, and the reason I'm bringing it up is that you're not a Mina Kimes fan, and you think it's okay to be critical of her, and you have your reasons. And it always seems, though, like when you criticize a woman, you're criticizing her because she's a woman, not because she does this or that you don't like. We can't, but it's almost like we can't do that because it always comes back to that.
And that bothers me. Listen, I think if you don't like Angie Mentink because you are one of these people that feel I don't want a woman talking to me about sports, then that's wrong. And I know that's probably some people feel that way about me or anybody that doesn't like Mina Kimes. That's not me. But I mean, I can argue that and till I'm blue in the face for people. I have my reason. I just don't like her. I think she's just I think there's a fake, I'm a big Seattle sports fan vibe with her. Like, I'm just in this, this long-suffering Seattle sports fan vibe. And I don't know. Doesn't work for me. It doesn't, I don't
think she's genuinely
I don't. But again.
But wasn't her dad from here?
They were, I think, a military family. I don't know the whole story, but I think it was a military family. But fine, there's a lot of people that do like her, and that's okay. I don't sit there and go and bang the drum and like, oh, the worst thing in the world, and I'll turn my TV off. No, it's fine, whatever. If people don't like Angie because they think she talks too much, okay, that's their right. If they don't like her, they don't like her. It's okay not to like her.
But how do you differentiate between whether they're saying that because that's how they actually feel, whether it's a man or a woman, or whether it's because she's a woman?
I don't know. I'm with you. I don't know. I have no idea. You just have to believe the person. But I'm sure there's some people that will say, no, I just don't like it because she talks too much. And maybe the real hidden reason is because I don't want a woman talking to me about sports, which, again, I know there's going to be people that will watch this and listen to this feel that probably how I feel about Mina. I would just say that I love Elise Woodward. I can listen to Elise Woodward talk to sports about me all day long, to me all day long. I feel the same way about Ashley Ryan. Same deal. Who has sounded great, the last 2 days of the morning show. I mean, so again, like,
who should have gotten the 10 o'clock show?
Well, absolutely. I mean, but there are plenty of women that I enjoy. There's plenty of guys I don't like on TV or on radio. Why do I not like them? Is it because they're a man?
Yeah, I was thinking about it, and we're in the business, and people either think you're great or they think you suck. And with Angie, let's say that people complain because she talks too much. Okay, well, what if she didn't talk enough? There'd be people complaining that she doesn't talk enough. You can't win.
Listen, I for one like her, and that's 100%. I have plenty of friends that I'm not going to show you the text, but that don't care for her. And have described exactly what other people have described. Okay, and I just say, well, that's good for you. I enjoy her. I do, personally, but other people don't, and that's just the nature of this whole thing. And that's the point. Is
how do you handle criticism? I mean,
honestly, it bothered me when I was younger, and now I don't pay attention to it. I mean, I got something yesterday from somebody, on Twitter. I could find it if you want to read it.
Well, yeah. Anybody ripping you? Yeah, I want to hear it.
Yeah, okay, I'll get you. Hold on, give me a sec. I'll find it. And I'm just like, whatever. You don't like it. But you know what? I've always said this, like, okay, well, you took time to respond. So obviously,
and the other thing is
okay, here's I don't know. I can't share this right now because I'm not on the one browser. Okay, did you see the picture? I sent out a picture last night of our first Little League practice. We debuted last night in the snow, by the way. Hold on, I'll find it for you because you'll get a kick out of it. Because I didn't think it was going to snow that much. And our practice was at 5, and it's like 4:45. It starts snowing a little bit. I'm like, oh, it's snowing. I'll be fine. Then we get to the field, and it's dumping. I mean, dumping snow. And I'm like, should we cancel practice? And I'm like, no, we're not going to cancel practice. We're going to play. Let's go. Kids had a great time. I mean, that's what they said. Not all of them had a great time. Okay, there's the picture. You see it? So there.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, I'm just making sure you can see it. I don't know.
It looks like it should be football practice.
I know, right? Covered in snow. We're out there. Hey, you know what we did that was great at the end of practice? Was work on sliding. Angels? Well, we did that. No, they had a snowball fight, but then we worked on sliding. Okay, so I tweeted this out. First Little League practice of the final season. Glorious, right? Final season, people are wondering why, because my son will age out. So this guy that follows me, by the way. Okay, I don't follow. This person follows me. So if they hate, this is my point. If they hate you, this is the beauty of this whole thing that we do. Whether people like you or hate you, they're still like engaging with you. That means they secretly like you. You know what I mean? Or why would the person follow me?
Yeah, there is that unfollow button.
So I've muted this person. This person has always sent me crap all the time. So I'm like, all right. So this is what he said. He goes, you quit KJR to start a podcast. Now you're going to charge people to listen to you and Divish, spelled his name wrong, talk about sports. That's a joke. Just go back to radio, bro. Your podcast kind of sucks. So
really?
So I'm like, okay.
Huh.
So I don't know. Again, how do I deal with it? It doesn't bother me.
Yeah. Well, I don't block or mute anybody just because I feel like I say a bunch of crap and people can say whatever they want to.
I'll mute this person because he's just kind of annoying. But there.
Yeah. Well,
but look at that. Isn't that great baseball weather though? Look at that. God, it's glorious.
But how about just like saying, "Hey, good luck with the podcast. You know, I'm not your biggest fan, but you know, you're having a wild hair, and I hope it goes well for you." I mean, something like that.
But it's I think that when you're younger, you take it more personal. But as I think as you get older, you just can't. You can't ever let that stuff personal. I'm sure but I can't put myself in her shoes because she's a woman in a male-dominated sport, in a male-dominated industry, and she's had a fight over, and I would say that even for Mina Kimes as well. They've got to fight through stuff that I don't have to fight through. I don't have to go through that stuff.
No, Puck. I mean, criticism of me. I mean, oftentimes it's warranted, and that's fine. You know, but
a lot of times it is.
I take it personally when people are criticizing Angie. I've always loved Angie, and I just sit there and I'm thinking to myself, can you imagine? So you get a promotion if you're Angie Mentic, you're going from the studio, and maybe it's your lifelong dream of going in the booth and calling a game, and you're basically a pioneer in that respect because there aren't many women doing what she's going to be doing this year. And then you read the Seattle Times story, and then if you go through the comments, it's like, shit, you know. Well, they should have brought back Blowers, you know, or whatever, you know. And there's a lot of Blowers fans out there, and understandably so. But they may, and so you're sitting there going, God, what a lifelong dream! You're celebrating with your husband and your kids, and then you got somebody saying, "Oh, you talk too much. I can't believe they moved. You know, they did that. She's trash and all that." And I'm just like, Jesus Christ, people are cold. Just cold.
But again, it just goes back. Like again, I know that's you can take it personal at times, but no one is universally loved. It doesn't matter what you do. No one. And if you are,
were there people that hated Dave Niehaus or Kevin Calabro?
Yes, guaranteed.
But
guaranteed.
Not as many as your run-of-the-mill broadcaster.
Probably not. But I bet you there's a few people out there that are like, I don't know. Kevin Calabro wasn't for me. A little too loud. Niehaus, I don't know. He didn't.
Golly, Miss Molly.
Well, come on. Remember at the end for Niehaus, people started questioning. God, everything's a home run with Dave.
Yeah,
that was caught at the warning track. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, Rick Riz is the nicest guy in the world, and there's people that don't like Rick Riz.
Yeah. Oh boy, I criticized him once. That's the first and last time I'll ever criticize him because he felt so. I mean, I felt so bad after he talked to me. He didn't come after me, but it was. I've told you that story, right? About I kind of made fun of the beautiful day at the ballpark. I mean, shit, it can be like raining and hailing, and Riz will say, "Oh, it's a beautiful day at the ballpark."
But it is for him.
Well, I saw him the next day after I wrote the column. I can't remember, and I just was like, "Hey, Rick, how you doing?" He's like, "Hey, Jimmy." He calls me Jimmy, and he always asks about my mom. He's so damn nice.
Jesus.
Then he just goes, Jim. I go, yeah, Rick. He goes, it was a beautiful day at the ballpark. What do you want me to say? I felt, so I'm 6 feet tall, and I felt 6 inches tall.
Oh,
yeah. No, it was brutal. He's someone that should not be criticized because he's so optimistic and happy all the time. And yeah. I felt bad. I had column regret on that one.
Do you? You've got to go. Chris Egan is coming up soon. It's been a short visit with you. Do you want voicemails before you go, or do you got to go?
How many do you have?
2.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Friday voicemails before Jim Moore's got to leave. We've got Geno Smith, and speaking of someone you want to write a card to, would be Jerry DePoto.
Gino from Dino's. Hey, I'm the franchise. Look at my picture everywhere. They're even gonna give me a podcast. Yeah, gotta think of a good name. But, hey, Jim, I'll put you behind the paywall on the podcast. Yep. Everybody who wants to hear Jim, put in 2 cents. Ow.
It's the out that gets me, and I've said it a million times. I just love how we tag ow, because there's kind of a burp, almost throw up in there a little bit. Okay.
Well, I just like that Gino's always buzzed when he calls from Dino's.
Buzzed. That's more than buzzed. All right. That's Gino. We wrap it up Friday voicemails with Jim Moore. With your guy, your number one fan in Seattle, general manager of your Seattle Mariners, Jerry DePoto.
Hey, yeah, it's Jerry Dipshit Dippy Doodah DePoto. I'm calling you on a burner phone, okay? John's down the hall, and I'm doing an AI voice thing on a burner. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what everyone's all worked up about. You know, I'm good at the press conferences. I do a great job there. You know, I leave about half out, half in. You know what I'm saying? And we got the horses. We got all the horses we need. We're in great shape. John doesn't give me a goddamn dollar. The guy is tired than a $2 bill. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, go M's.
There he is. That's AI Jerry. AI protecting his voice, his real voice. AI Jerry. You gonna send Jerry DePoto a Valentine's Day card?
Nah, he's yeah, he and I don't like each other, so it's probably right up there with Salk. No, he's not a fan.
All right. Good luck with your. What are you doing? A blowout, clean out. What are you doing? What are you blowing?
What am I doing? Oh, I'm just getting a checkup, a follow up checkup with the doctor. So yeah, thanks, Buck. Sorry I have to leave early. I know a lot of listeners are, greatly disappointed that I'll be leaving, but you got a great show ahead of you there, right? You got
Lou
Egan
said, when did Jerry DePoto become one of the Bears guys? He was trying to do like Jerry as an AI voice to hide his voice.
Yeah. That was good though. We missed GQ Jerry though too.
Yeah, I would love for GQ Jerry to come back. I miss GQ Jerry. If anyone knows who that is, I don't know who it is. I'd like to get a Jamal Adams update.
God, Jamal, Softy, Michael Sean Dugar. Come on.
Yeah, I haven't heard from Dugar.
Come on. Pete Carroll, now that he's got a job. God, we need Pete Carroll back.
Yeah, we do. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
A clean streak brings you with Jim Moore every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And I tell you, Brian really getting his money's worth.
Shut the hell up.
See you, dude.
Go Cougs. See you.
There he is, Jim Moore again, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Here with us here at pucksports.com. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we wrap up. It's an early visit. It's an early visit with him. And joining us from parts unknown in beautiful Puyallup, Washington, ladies and gentlemen, it's brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. We're going to talk hockey. We're going to talk gymnastics. We're going to talk Little League. We're going to talk Valentine's big day plans. We're going to talk Olympics again. For the Lord of God. It's all brought to you by Fat Zach's Pizza. It's Chris Egan. From King 5, 3 locations in Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill, home of the original No Big Deal Pickle Pizza. I bet Fat Zach's has got a pizza tonight with a heart shape.
Yeah, I think they do have a heart-shaped pizza. I want to give credit to the original heart-shaped pizza. I believe that was Papa Murphy's.
Oh, yes, it was.
They came up with that idea. They got the pumpkin pizza for Halloween. Just absolutely genius to trick people into thinking that the pizza is going to be different just because it's shaped as a heart or a pumpkin. But pocket
Papa Murphy's, by the way, I still enjoy a good Papa Murphy's.
Yeah, I mean, the cowboy pizza I think is maybe one of the most underrated.
It's just a good pizza, good price. I think they've raised it up a little bit. It's been a little bit more expensive.
I mean, I've had troubles through the years. I know that you take it or we make it, you bake it motto. And sometimes I feel like, I've had troubles with that, finding the right time to pull it out of the oven. Is it not done yet?
You've had problems for years about pulling it out too early.
Yeah, well, Puck, you know what I'm not having a problem with anymore, and I'm giving credit to my Valentine, Melanie Egan, who just, she's always trying to help me get better.
Yeah,
and I've always been 51 years. I think I was having bacon when I was 1. A guy that enjoys bacon. So, frying the bacon, you got the grease splattering everywhere, and it's just, you throw your eggs on the bacon. Well, she said, you know what? We can do this better. You can be better. And let's put the bacon in the oven, lay it in. And I'm going to tell you what, Puck, there you go right there.
First of all, have you never done that before, Egan?
Well, she's done it, and I've just been anti-oven bacon. But I'm telling you what, this bacon, I'm having a great morning today because the bacon is perfect. So what I'm telling everybody is
that's good looking bacon.
Yeah, I mean, this stuff is really good. It's,
take a bite of that. Come on, let's come on.
Cut the fat off a little bit.
Cut the fat? Why would you cut the fat off?
Oh,
come on. What's wrong with you?
Mm.
God, I love bacon.
No napkins for me. I carry a towel around.
Yeah, you should. What are you, a Tarkanian over there? Just throw it over your shoulder.
Little bacon in the morning.
Yeah. God, I love bacon. It's one of the greatest things we've ever come up with is bacon.
So from here on out, I'm an oven bacon guy. So
okay.
There you go. I'm not. You know what? Some people said, "Why now?" You know what? I'm not looking back. I'm looking ahead, and that's what I'm doing. So
here's why I do it in the oven. If I'm making a lot, if we're making a lot, we do it in the oven. Like if we're doing BLTs, and we need a lot of bacon for BLTs, we'll do it in the oven. But if it's just for me, I go into the cast iron skillet. And here's why. It's probably a lot why when people quit smoking, it's hard to quit smoking. It's not so much the smoking, it's the ritual of the cigarette in the fingers, right? It's the dangling of the dart. Here's why I like bacon in the skillet. It's a sizzle. It's the sizzle and the smell.
Yeah, and then you just throw your egg right in there with it, and it gets great. Puck, I got a lot to unpack with you. I need your help. I mean, we got lots. It has been a huge week, and I mean, we nailed it a week ago. I mean, I know Jim Moore can get on there and give out his, betting analyst. You got Troy wins, but I said it on this show, the Eagles would win, and the Eagles did win.
Wow, 50-50 shot.
Well, I mean, I'm just telling you what I said, and it came through. A lot of people that don't make that pick never come out and tell you what they did.
That's fair point. Fair point.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though, Puck, is I'm surrounded. I call them the youngins.
The Swifties.
Yeah, the 28 under crowd, and oh my gosh, did we get into it? It became a full out.
Oh, when they booed her.
Division of the newsroom from the booing. And I said, "Oh, what's going on here? Oh, it's just Eagles fans. It's just Eagles fans.
They don't understand what she means to us."
So, which is fine because I love the Swifties, but here's where the newsroom separated a little bit was the halftime show.
Oh God.
There was 5 of the Swifties up dancing, getting into it, and then meanwhile I'm getting all these texts like,
"What kind of dancing?"
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to imitate dancing. I personally would love a little rock and roll back in the halftime show.
God, here we go.
Give me some rock and roll. I'm just saying,
we've had a lot of rock and roll.
When was the last rock legit?
Well, they have an agreement. I mean, it's isn't it Jay-Z's company or is it who is it? Whose company is running it? Is it Dre's company? Someone's running it. It's Dre or Jay-Z's company's running it. So I don't know. We have a lot of rock and roll.
I mean, here's another thought. Just maybe like an 80s, like give me 15 80s bands in a row. They get one song, boom.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Super Bowl used to be like 4 to 5 acts, and it wasn't pressure on just one performer? I feel like Janet Jackson, Justin Timberlake, just moving in and out.
I think they did it together. I think you bring up an idea. How about they can mix it up a little bit?
Yeah.
You give the crowd, the young crowd what they want, and then you give the old crowd maybe a little roll the Stones out there for one more time.
Go Kendrick Lamar, then you maybe go with some one-hit wonders like New Shoes, Baby I Can't Wait, Aha, Take On Me, and then boom, you're back to Kendrick Lamar. Just a thought. But
here's what I said earlier this week on the show, and everyone's like, "Oh, I couldn't understand what he was saying," and I'm like, you know who my favorite band is?
Let me guess. I feel like you're a AC/DC.
No. Pearl Jam. Pearl Jam's my favorite band.
All right.
You know how many songs I can actually tell you the lyrics are of that band? I don't know, couple maybe.
Yeah.
I love the vocals when you kind of understand it, which I don't really understand it at times, and then the beat. But here's Pearl Jam. Like for all the crowd that couldn't understand Kendrick Lamar, right? I heard that. Here's Eddie Vedder. I mean, come on. How many lyrics of Pearl Jam can you recite?
You're just saying a lot of us are just getting old and crotchety.
Yeah,
And
I think you're getting.
You know what? You may be right. You may be right, bud.
But Austin Egan or Luke Egan. Luke Egan should have been all over Kendrick Lamar.
They loved it. Matty Egan loved it. Austin Egan loved it. Luke Egan loved it. They love their Swifties. And you know what? I'm going to tell you what, the Swiftie halftime buffet bar at King 5.
How was it?
First class. Now, once again,
what did we have?
Well, I knew I was going to be responsible for the proteins, so I had.
Because you're older now, and all old people have to eat more. You got to eat more protein and lift weights.
Yeah. So we had I had a big meatball pot of meatballs that just everybody loved. I mean, it was some people looked like they've never had a meatball before. They were
what kind of sauce in it? Did you do the pineapple like honey thing?
I just went straight barbecue, old school Kansas City barbecue. I saw one person was actually cutting the meatball up, and I said, "You could just eat that thing at once."
What kind of who was that? Rich Marriott?
No, not Rich. I was gonna see Rich a whole lot.
Yeah, where's Rich? Is he still at the station?
He's doing the morning stuff.
Okay.
I tell you what, he is a legend. He is a legend. Rich is a legend.
Let me guess who cut it in half. Can I guess?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you know? Will you tell me if I'm right?
Yeah,
it's clearly got to be Copeland.
Copeland was not there, but he definitely would have been somebody that would cut up a meatball. Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't working on that Super Bowl Sunday?
No.
How many vitamin R's was Copeland deep by halftime?
Oh yeah, I know. He loves his Rainier. That's what we love.
You know what? Hey, Copeland, if you like Rainier, Georgetown Tavern beer, Copeland.
Georgetown Tavern.
Domestic style lager that's brewed here locally, Copeland, not brewed out of state. Georgetown Tavern beer. GeorgetownBeer.com.
So we go from the Super Bowl, the party, and then right away I was over at the Clint Kubiak press conference. That was taking place earlier this week, and then we want
to run the ball. I'm really excited about DK. Can't wait to work with Gino.
44 questions, Puck, and I get to the point like, it's like I'm a member of the media, and I've been doing it a long time.
Longer than most.
You don't have to ask a question if you go to a press conference.
You don't.
We're 44 questions in, and I'm like, stop. I'm like, what are we gonna get? We're getting the same answer, but everyone's like, I've got my own PNW blog, so I better ask a question.
PNW Northwest. Clint, what do you do when it's a too high shell safety look over under on a 4-3 skinny post? Trying to sound everyone in it, trying to sound smart, trying to sound like there's some junior offensive coordinator asking a question.
Stop, because you're going to get nothing. When you go in New Orleans, you were kind of a gap zone blocker. What are you going to go with here?
How's that zone pair with your offensive line opposed to a gap scheme system in a 3-4 hybrid double deuce knockoff safety look?
We've been doing this long enough. I mean, any update on Tyler Lockett? Yeah, we let him go. Thanks for the question.
He's out. He makes too much money. We say good luck in the real estate venture. If you need a new house, call Tyler.
What do you think he's going to say? Yes, we're working on the deal. Gosh, I'm like.
Hey, do you guys want DK Metcalf back? Appreciate the question, Softy. No, we don't want him back. In fact, we're gonna ship him out on the open market. Why? We don't like the way he dresses before games. Jesus.
44 questions.
Was it really 44 questions to Clint Kubiak, who, again, I hope he's a great offensive coordinator.
Let me say,
but you fell asleep after 5 minutes with him.
Yeah, I think it was 44 because on my notes, I'm like writing everything down, like what am I going to edit? And I think I had 46, and each one of them had an opening statement. So, yeah. So I don't know how many times you can ask about the run game or the offensive line, and I'm excited for him. I think he's great, but you could just tell both of them are up there. Like, can we please get back to our office and work on our team?
I'm with you that there should just be a certain amount of people that can ask questions.
So we had that, and now it's kind of fun. We're getting what's this weekend? I'm trying to think state tournament.
Oh, stop!
Wise.
We're not done with last weekend. Did you
Okay.
go to? I did the Costco hot dog.
My apologies. Yeah.
I did the Costco hot dog for the Super Bowl party. It was a big hit. Everybody ate them. And people thought, "Did you make these?" I'm like, "No, I didn't make them. I went and bought them." 15. I bought. This is why this place is the greatest deal in America.
Yeah.
We bought 15 hot dogs.
Okay.
And it was $22.
Oh.
Just think about that for a second, people. What do you buy when you go out to eat around here?
Nothing.
And one meal is $22. One meal.
This coffee right here is like $8. I mean, I could have got 8 hot dogs for the price of one coffee.
I know. Yeah. So
By the way, I'm loving the new espresso brown sugar oat milk coffee. By the way,
I don't even know you anymore. Just don't even know you.
Okay, back to the Costco hot dogs. I mean, you were the hit of the party, right?
Oh, hit of the party. Hit of the party. It was great. So it was phenomenal. And
what about the like condiments? What did you go with there?
Onions, and we brought mustard, and then.
Oh wow.
Then we brought ketchup, and I watched some adults put ketchup on it, and just thought, "You're an idiot," but whatever.
I don't even know you.
Yeah, just whatever. Yeah. Just can you sit away? I asked one. I said, "Hey, you mind moving over? You mind moving down off?"
Where does the hate for ketchup users come from? I mean, is that?
I don't really have a hate for it. I just like doing it now because it just makes people.
I know. I mean, honestly, I posted a hot dog on X and it had ketchup on it, and I got more hate, for that.
I think there's an age. I think you got to graduate from it.
And it's just pure mustard only is the way
mustard,
to eat a hot dog.
Kraut.
Okay.
Well,
you know what, Puck? I learned how to have oven bacon. So maybe after today, I'm just gonna have hot dogs with mustard. Maybe
you should.
Could be a new. But congrats on the big. The other big item, by the way, that seemed to be a hit at a lot of parties, and I think it was probably because it was on sale. Was the Costco mozzarella sticks.
Oh, I love mozzarella sticks.
I think those were at a lot of parties.
Oh, when we went though, is your kids are probably into this. It must be a TikTok thing because when we went and got the hot dogs, the 11-year-old, the vampire, was like, "Hey, bro, if you call me bro one more time, you're gonna live outside, bro. What do you want? Get me one of. Hey, bro, shut the F up and stop calling me bro. I'm not your bro. I'm your father. Bro. 6'7", bro. Only parents know that. 6'7". All right. He goes, Can you give me one of those chicken bakes? I'm like, what? What the hell is a chicken bake?
Oh yeah.
I was like, oh, bro, I'm telling you, this zesty. Whatever. I don't know what it was. Just give me a chicken bake. I'm like, all right. So we get him. And what is it? It's just a chicken hot pocket?
It's a hot pocket. There's a little chicken, little gravy.
It's terrible.
In there. So, and it's like literally 2,400 calories. You get that in the chocolate chip cookie, and you've had a Thanksgiving meal. Yeah. And, I mean, have you seen the cookie, the super chocolate chip cookie there? Yeah. It's literally, I think, 900 calories for that.
That's good for you. It's
yeah.
I had a couple bites of the chicken bacon. I'm like, I'm out. I don't get it. And I'm like, do you like it? And of course, he's got his ear pods in. What? What'd you say, bro? What?
Okay.
Do you like the chicken bacon?
I love chicken. Now, Puck, I need you to help me here because I'm packing up the polos, and I know Jim was talking about Jerry DePoto. And here's where I need help because I've started to do my player analysis, okay? And I'm thinking that the motto could be, we can't get any worse. But I think this is I think this is a positive. I really do.
You should say that right to DePoto right when you talk to him.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm going to explain this because
Gee, Jerry, couldn't get worse.
You start looking at, some of the things from last year. J.P. Crawford injured twice, batting on the Mendoza line. Can't get any worse.
Okay.
Jorge Polanco, had some injuries, batting around that Mendoza line. Can't get any worse.
Okay.
Your bullpen, missing, Gregory Santos, Matt Brash, two key factors. I've mentioned this several times on this show that Matt Brash is definitely worth more than one win. You were one win away from that playoffs last year. He was throwing at spring training. I don't know if he's going to be ready for opening day, but he's out there throwing.
Brash is not going to be ready for like the first month. Like they said the first 3 weeks, like 3 weeks in, he's going to be
It's still a good sign he's out there throwing the ball around. You look at that starting rotation. I mean, absolutely phenomenal last year. Some of the numbers they put up. I mean, Logan Gilbert is going to get run support. He has to get run support. You
talking
cannot
yourself
have,
into it.
You cannot have 2 years in a row where you get zero run
Sure
support.
you can when you get Polanco and Donovan Solano. Sure you can. Sure, you absolutely can.
Was Solano the former sports anchor at Cairo? Is this the same Solano? I didn't know he played baseball.
Yeah. Oh, what was that guy's first name?
I think it was David Solano.
You're right. It was David.
Yeah.
Hold on. Now you got me. Okay.
I mean,
David Solano.
I think
God,
he was
you're
a pretty
right.
I think he was an athletic guy. He could be playing for the Mariners.
It probably is him. He probably would do better.
All right. So talk me out of this, Puck.
Okay.
I think, God, I got birds hitting the windows.
There he is, David Solano. Look at him.
Is he playing for the Mariners?
Yeah, it's him.
That is him. Wow. I mean, we got some breaking news. We got to go with this today.
Hold on. You want to see? Does this ring a bell? David Solano? This guy right here? Right there?
Yes,
that's David Solano, right?
Yeah, there he is.
There he
former
is.
Cairo sports director.
Where is he at now?
I don't know. I don't even know if Cairo's doing sports anymore.
Mm.
You know what? That's got to be tough for Wayne Cody, one of the greats of all time at Cairo. Well, we won't get into that comparison game. My wife says stop. Move on.
Wait a minute. Does Melanie do the show from behind you like
She
a director?
is.
Let's talk
like
up the Olympics, Chris.
Yeah,
like, does she hold up like a? Let's get to our daughter.
Well,
knows.
here's my wife. She congrats to her. She finishes top 1% for John L. Scott last year in real estate.
Did she make you mention that?
No, that's just throwing that out, Puck. And they celebrate at Salty's restaurant, the big lunch and everything like that. Meanwhile, we have a retirement party for one of our longtime guys, and it's a hot dog party. And I'm like, what happened here?
I like a hot dog party, though.
It was actually pretty good. And they offered 2 hot dogs, a regular hot dog, and then they had a Polish dog as well.
Is Salty still a thing, though? Because remember when we were younger, right? When we were in high school, like when you said you're going to Tolo or homecoming or whatever it was, and you were saying, "Oh, where are you going?" or a date, where are you taking her? Salty's. Oh, yeah. Salty's.
You got to have your parents pay for that?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to Salty's. Like, is it still a thing? Is Salty's a big deal?
I haven't been to Salty's for a while, but apparently the wife went there and
had a good time.
She had a wonderful lunch. So yeah, there you go.
I gotta go.
So,
is there still one on Alki?
I think that's where they went. Yeah, the one
Salty's
on Alki.
Yeah, well,
and they used to have a nice Sunday brunch, I believe.
Yes.
You know, back in the days when they just threw a ton of shrimp out there and everybody would just stick their hands in there and
just grabbing. Everybody get their own.
Oh man.
So she won. What did she win? What did she win?
She won a President's Award for just a phenomenal 2024. Yes. So I'm excited for her for that. And so Puck, back to the Mariners. I got the polos.
Yes, polos. You're ready to go.
Your advice. I mean, what am I asking? Who are you wanting to see next week?
Well, I mean, I think the heavyweights. I want Julio.
Yeah.
Give me a Cal.
Yep.
One of the pitchers. I mean, Kirby give me a George Kirby. Give me a
You know what? I'm going to
JP.
I'm going to throw this bold prediction out here.
Sure. Give it to me.
And we're less than a week away from the official first full squad workout. And that's that early. I'm knocking on wood with my prediction here.
Okay.
Bryan Woo Cy Young Award winner.
Ooh. Okay, you're going with Bryan Cy Young Award winner Bryan Woo. Huh? He's going to pitch that many games, that many innings.
Now I know. Number one, he needs to stay healthy, and everybody's like that. Well, he's got to stay healthy. Well, every player needs to stay healthy. I mean, that's just part of it. Yes, you don't need to break your pinky when you're at bat. Yes, I get it. You got to stay healthy. So there's my surprise. I'm not going to call it a Troy wins lock pick, but it's just kind of hopefully we can revisit this conversation in 6 months and see.
We'll save it. I'll save it. We'll give you credit, just like your bold prediction that the Eagles would win the Super Bowl.
Went with the Eagles. A lot of people weren't going there.
There wasn't anybody in America who thought the Eagles had a chance, except for did you guys hear that this Egan guy up in Seattle? Yes, I'm hearing this correctly. Had gone with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles. All right, Bryan Woo. All right, okay. Bryce Miller, I think, is a good one. Bryce Miller's got a good sense of humor.
Yeah, Bryce would be good. I mean, I was like looking, and this is sad because usually I have my list of new guys. And I was like, who is we got Austin.
Shelton?
Austin. Is it Shelton?
Is it Shelton? I can't even remember. I don't know, man. You know what you should do?
Taylor Saucedo's fun. He's a fun interview.
Yeah. Local guy, right? Maple Valley?
Yeah. Maple Valley.
You know what you should do with him? You know what you should do with him?
Yeah.
Go take him to Los Dos Molinos.
Okay.
And do you know, have you ever been there?
Yes.
Okay. Go, you know, with the margaritas, right?
Yeah, great margaritas.
Go take him there and do like an interview like that. Can you do that? Like more of a informal kind of sit down, maybe try the margarita,
Drinks with Daniels used to do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Margaritas with Egan.
Margaritas with Egan.
Huh.
Shit-faced with Egan.
Yeah, and then just when you get to the third margarita, you really start asking the questions.
Then you hammer in. Tell me about Scott's service and why you guys hated him. Just get right into it. Who's the teammate you hate the most?
Oh, man.
Go right into that.
How soon into the first episode is Kevin Martinez calling me? Shut it down.
Kevin Martinez and Greg Green are in an Uber that's going 110 to wherever they can find you.
Some of my favorite memories of spring training are with Kevin Martinez and Greg Green, and they are usually late nights in Peoria filming
the commercials.
The commercials.
Are we doing those again? Did they do them last year, but only did them online or something?
Yeah, they kind of got away from the big production.
Why? Why did we get away from it?
It's a great question because I love them. But I remember there was a year where I was not in it, but we were there, and it was like the bullpen. And they had like 7 guys in it, and we weren't a month into the season. I think 3 of them were cut, 2 of them were signed.
So you got to go with the heavy hitters, right? We got to go Julio, Cal, the pitchers, stuff like that.
The starting pitcher, you can't mess around with like fringe players.
So. No, we're not doing Donovan Solano taking them through the drive-through at In-N-Out.
Well, okay. So your baseball and Dylan Moore slated at second. Now my question to you is Cole worth going after and doing a nice story on him? Does he have a chance, Mr. Young, to pop up?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think to make the team. No, he's not going to make the team.
Not breaking camp with the team, but is this a guy we could see?
Yeah,
come August.
Yeah, I think there's a chance you could see him for sure. Absolutely, I would do a story on him. I mean, listen, Chris, he's considered not only one of the best, if not the best prospect in their organization, he's considered one of the best prospects in baseball. So, yeah absolutely, you should do a story on him. You got to do a story on who's this guy I just saw Divish tweet about yesterday.
Oh, the 6'8" pitcher.
Yeah, I need a story on that guy. That guy is enormous.
We need some video of him. You're right. That's one of those two I want to do a one-on-one just so you can, wow, Egan's small. No, this guy's 6'8" and 300 pounds and makes him look skinny. So
do it like Rich Waltz used to do all of his interviews on a step stool.
Did he really?
Well, Rich Waltz is a small guy.
You know what? Here's the deal for everybody out there. Whether you're gonna just try to be tough on social media, I'm not going to a game anymore. I'm not supporting. I'm not supporting. there's something about baseball, Puck. I saw that video rolling in last night, from Peoria. The sun is out. You see the sun shining, behind the number 24. The guys are on the field throwing, and it's just, I don't know. I mean, I just still think it's a magical time, and it's, I love baseball, and I'm excited. So, you know what? I'm not going to let all the boo birds just bring me down.
I know, but you should just let anybody kind of do what they want to do.
Yeah, anybody can say whatever they want to say. I have no problems with that. I'm just not going to let it bring me down, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We had a guy at work last night. I was all excited. He goes, I'm not going to any games. I'm like, that's fine. You don't have to. I'm not going. And I can guarantee you, I had him sign a piece of paper. Like, I'm not going to any games.
A contract.
A contract. And I just said, come July, I bet you go. And I said, if you're still not going in July, I'll buy you a piece of pizza and a beer at Hooverville.
Chris, I think it's hard. I think for some, it's a hard separation, right? I think there's just some that are like, hey, I'm fed up with I'm fed up with ownership. I don't think they're fed up with the players.
Yeah.
I think they like Julio and they like Cal and they like all the pitchers. I think they're just still fed up with a group that they feel is just not invested as much as they're invested into winning.
Yeah. No, I get it. And
I think that's the hardest thing.
I think the hardest thing right now is that they also, with you, and to add on to that, they see this pitching staff. How many years are we going to have these 6 pitchers, these 6 legit pitchers, and, their contracts are getting to the point where they're going to have to make some big decisions here, in the next year. And so I think a lot of people think there's a window. And
you want to take advantage of it, right? You want to take advantage when you're not paying these guys any amount of money. I think that's what you want to do.
And I looked last night. I think the record when they scored 3 or more runs was like, I mean, this is not totally accurate, but it was like 78-28. So it's not like the fans are asking for a lot. They're just give us 3 runs.
Chris, it's 2025. Nothing's got to be accurate when we say something. So don't worry about it.
Okay, just go with it. Okay.
Just go with whatever you want to go with. Hey,
I do want to be clear because I don't need you posting anything on Instagram. I love this. I love the Swifties. I'm a Taylor Swift fan.
I don't post anything on. What do you think I'm going to post?
Well,
Egan doesn't like the Swifties.
Did you see the story on one of my young kids was talking about it, that one of the Eagles players mentioned something about Taylor Swift and
like what? Like
something bad? Something like research is right now for me, so we'd be active. Said something bad about Taylor Swift, and then the Swifties all went to the guy's mom's restaurant.
Oh yeah,
and gave it like a 1-star rating or something like that.
Yeah. I didn't read it, but I heard about it. Yeah. I mean, people are crazy. They're crazy. They're crazy for her. Hey, you will appreciate this. You've gone through this. You probably saw it last night at the last Little League, first practice of Little League season last night in the snow.
I had a tear looking at your video.
Yeah,
because those are the best times, and it was awesome seeing you out there. And, I got to be honest, as I'm in a warm gym coaching my basketball team, I'm like, good for Puckett. Way to go out there.
And we're playing, you'll appreciate this. We're playing Gold Glove, not Gold Glove. What the hell is that? Why am I blanking on the name of the stupid game we play? Golden Glove. You ever play Golden Glove?
I don't know.
It's like Iron Man. You ever play Iron Man?
No. These are all
Golden Glove is
north. In the South Sound and Puyallup, we kind of work on a lot of fundamentals.
It is a fun. Golden Glove is you're hitting grounders to shortstop. They got to field it cleanly and throw over to first base.
Okay.
If they don't field it cleanly or they throw the ball away, they're out. It's an elimination game.
I'll ask our new level coaches, Mark Weiss and Derek Jennings, if we're going to be doing any Golden Glove.
Golden Glove. That's why we're number Chris. That's why we're number 1 in the state. New level.
Hey, is it requirement of new level parents to be head to toe in the gear?
Yeah, you got to wear all the gear.
Just making sure.
They've got new level underwear coming out this year.
I wouldn't doubt it.
But hey, Puck, I don't know if
I saw one of them. I saw one of them. I saw one of them in a tournament, and I wanted to. I mean, it was Chris. It was head to toe, I wanted to go up to him and just be such a smart ass and go.
No.
So what teams your kid play for?
Now, I have new level gear, and I would wear it to games, but to games only. I was at the Puyallup Home Depot, and I saw the same. I saw the same guy. Maybe it was, but he's just head to toe. And I said, we got a game today?
There's always a game.
No game today, Egan. No game today. I'm like, all right. Well, all right.
It was so golden. Yeah,
by the
Golden
way,
Glove is just like an
Puyallup,
elimination game. Like it's just like and then you play. So we were playing that, and I'm telling you, man, we get in like the last few rounds, right, where every ball it gets hit harder and harder and harder. I mean, it's driving snow. The ball when they field it, it looks like a snowball. I'm out there in prime form. I'm like Perry Hill, just bam! I'm just hitting that thing, trying to pop it as much as I can. They can't. First baseman can't see the ball coming in because of the snowflakes. I'm like, and I'm just turning to him. I said, "This is where championships are won, boys. Right here in the snow."
In the snow. That's where it's not, or that's where they lose their love for the game and quit.
There was one of them. I'm like, we get through like 30 minutes of practice, right? And I go, and somebody asked me, why are you guys starting so early? We normally would never start this early, but there's construction going on in another field in our area that they're doing. So to get practices in, they started us early. So they're like, hey, if you guys want to practice now, you can. So we did. Anyways, we got half an hour in. I'm like, and I'm all jacked up. It's the first practice. I love it all, right? And I'm like, all right. We just got done, doing some infield drills and telling, here's the cuts and what we're doing. And I'm like, all right, what do we want to do next? And one kid looks at me and goes, go home.
And you want to laugh, but then you want to fire right back at him, too, a little bit.
Are you committed to the team? So then
hand warmers.
We went right into a snowball fight. It was great. So.
Hey, speaking of baseball, I'll just go ahead and break it because I don't think it's official yet, but I'm hearing word that there's going to be a game. It will be a benefit game, but it will feature the Puyallup Vikings, and they have one of the top recruits in the state, Mason Pike.
Is he the one that throws like 98?
Yeah. Yep. His dad is a sheriff. I think he's committed to Oregon State, but there's a chance he gets drafted. And Puck, here's my PNW trivia for you. They will be playing in I believe a charity game coming up in March. I think it's going to be on a Tuesday. A high school with alumni who I think may go down as the greatest high school athlete in the history of the state.
Mount Vernon.
Bingo. Well done, Puck. I mean,
that's my first rodeo when you said that. I know who it is.
I know. You know, Mark Hendrickson, obviously, who we're talking about. Mount Vernon has one of the top recruits in the country right now. Yes, Xavier is his name, and there's rumors that he could get picked in the top 10.
No.
So, yes. So, that's a future prep zone. Obviously, we'll be heading up to Tulip Country, Mount Vernon, and I don't think we've been there since Mark Hendrickson.
We're here. Has it changed?
Hey, where's everybody at?
I mean, you think about that for a second. Mark Hendrickson. I would say he's you make argument he's the greatest athlete to ever come out of the state.
Yeah.
Ever. Think about he got drafted by Major League Baseball. He played in Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And played in the NBA.
And we've had a lot of kids that have gone on and done well. I mean, you could Paulo Banchero's on a nice, trajectory.
Not in two sports, Chris.
Not in two sports. No, I mean, honestly, I was trying to think about that. We don't have another two-sport athlete, do we, that has come out of the state?
I'm just trying to off the top of my head.
At that level,
Now, he didn't have a great long career in the NBA. What did he play, 5 years?
Yeah, but, I mean, pretty impressive stuff, though. I mean.
Yeah.
How
many years did he play in baseball?
Oh gosh, I felt like he was with the Blue Jays, with the Orioles, a decent career. So
he played 10 years. 10 years.
Do you think it was because he grew up next to Jesus? Well, I mean, he did. The Caviezel boy. Weren't they on the same team? As I look at my history, the Caviezel boy played Jesus.
I know what he did, but.
Wasn't he on the basketball team at Mount Vernon too?
I think so. I think they did have Jesus Christ on their side. How do you lose a game when you've got him on your team? I don't know.
I don't think they did. I think they won the state title. I got to go look back at my
He went on to an illustrious, great career at Washington State too.
Good Cougar. Good Cougar. I
Great
think
Cougar.
you and I could make an argument. He is the greatest athlete that has come out of the state.
Pretty close. Hey, I know I don't know how much you've talked about this, but let's a moment to get serious. I mean, what would you do, honestly, as we
I know where you're going.
Okay, what would we do to the parent that went onto the ice at the Kraken complex?
Well,
who then assaulted the 2 teenage referees. What would you, if you were the judge? He could face up to 364 days in jail, and then a fine, I think, is $5,000.
Okay.
What would you do?
I'm going to go somewhere, Puck, where I think a lot of people don't want to hear, but we're getting to the point where we may have to go to this point. Okay. I would really hate to go here, Puck. But
I've heard someone else bring this up too.
We have had. And we're talking about the hockey parent that knocked down a 13 and 14-year-old official on the ice. I'm getting reports from other officials in basketball right now that it has been a very rough year with parents. And I'm talking parents. They're actually saying the number of issues with kids is going down. But the issue with parents is on the rise. And this is just fascinating to me that we spent 2 years social distancing and COVID, not being able to watch our kids, and none of us learned anything. Like they took it away from us, and then yet we come out and we want to just complain about the refs and blame the refs, for our kids, failures, and not us. We don't want to look at the mirror. And I really, Puck, don't want to go here, but we're almost getting to this point. Yeah. Parents, number one, just stop. Just stop. Take a 5-second count. Go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't yell. But if you are gonna yell and just be a complete idiot and blame a ref and go after a ref, then we're getting to the point. WIAA, youth tournaments. It may be time. What would be the biggest penalty for a parent? You think, Puck?
Don't go. This is what John Canzano brought up. I thought that's where you're going to go. John Canzano thinks we're getting to a point where parents won't be allowed of games.
No, I'm not saying that's the biggest penalty.
Okay.
What would be the biggest penalty for a parent? What would be your biggest penalty? Your kid not being allowed to play.
Oh, your kid. Yeah. Okay. So you think you take it out on the kid?
I really don't want to go there, Puck, because it's not the kid's fault. But gosh, if we have to get to the point where these parents just got to shut up and let their kids play. I mean, I would hate that because it is not the kid's fault. Right. But yeah, I mean, maybe before that, the parent just is banned from going to events because I would rather see that first than a kid losing the chance to play. But my God, it's getting out of control.
Here's what I would
stop it. Parents.
What I would say in this incident. Listen, I don't think there's a penalty stiff enough for this guy. I really don't. And if that's 364 days in jail, and I know some people are like, are you crazy? No, not really. Not really. Those are 2 teenage kids that he shoved to the ice. Teenagers who honestly could have been seriously hurt. You want to curb this and stop this type of stuff, then you got to throw the book at somebody and not just, he serves a day in jail.
Does community service.
No, you hammer someone for this.
Well, how about a little Game of Thrones style? How about a little public shaming? How about
I don't know if I want to see the man naked walking down the streets, Chris.
That. I don't want that. But
shame.
Every high school has those photos of their kid. Hey, senior, number 24. Hey, sure. Put a big picture of that guy up on the school that says, "Hey, my name is Frank. I pushed down 2 referees." I mean,
I don't know, man.
What's going on?
It's awful.
And I want a parent to jump on this podcast and explain, like, why are they losing it? Like, what is happening? And we never know what's going on in everybody's minds, Puck. Let's just say that first off. Somebody may come to a game. Maybe they've got some mental problems going on that day. Maybe. And I'm being all serious here. Maybe that person, is an alcoholic and had drinks before the game and came to the game. And maybe there's just some things that we don't know about that are going on in this person's life. And they decide that, you know what? I'm going to take it out on this official. Okay. There's no excuse for that. So I'm going to retract and say, you know what? The kids should not be punished for this. But yes, I think we need to get to a point where you get one warning, and if you get the second one, you're done. You're done watching sports. And that's a card that's going to go with you from the WIA to the youth sports to the Cal Ripken to the Little League, and you're done for the year. And you're done
I also
for the
think
year.
there needs to be some of the adults that are also in this in there in around.
Yeah.
And I know you don't. I think a lot of people don't want to police other people, and I get that because of what it could lead to. But I don't know if this was the case with this gentleman. But if I were to speculate that this was kind of brewing for him, I don't think he just all of a sudden was watching whatever was transpiring on that ice and then snapped and said, I'm going to go walk down on the ice. Maybe he was down on the floor anyways and then got in. But what is remarkable about the video is the long walk he took, and where no one was like figuring out like what is he doing, like what why is he on the ice? And then there's a video when you watch it where the coach sees it. One of the coaches, I'm assuming he was a coach or at least an adult on the ice, and has the door open, sees the guy and closes the door and goes back into the bench. Doesn't even. I mean, what do you think this guy's going to do on the ice here? You got a spectator on the ice that doesn't belong there. So I think adults, when they see this type of behavior happening, have got to say something that, hey, listen, volunteers. I'm not going to pat myself on the back, but I had this incident a few weeks ago with a JVC game. These are sixth graders, middle school, and we're waiting for our game to start, and they were watching the game before, and it's a blowout, and this one team is clearly better than the other team, and they're losing by like 40. Okay, it's bad, and I'm sitting next to some of the parents that their team is losing by 40. Now, the two guys that are refereeing the game, by the way, because for some reason Seattle Public Schools does not have officials, and I get it because no one wants to do it, has officials for JVC games, right? They have them for the JV and varsity, but not JVC. So these are parents out there. These are two parents who've said, yeah, I know basketball. I'll go down and ref.
And they're probably 100% volunteer. My thought would be on that. But
no, they just before the games, we have to go as a JVC coach. I coach both JVC and JV. So for the C games, you have to go, hey, before we tip it off, do we have a couple of parents, one parent from each team that can come down?
Wow.
That's what you have to do.
Okay.
And this woman is yelling at this poor guy. And I just turned and I said, you do understand. I just want to remind you that is a volunteer out there.
Yeah.
Your team, there's no foul there. He's trying to get the game finished up. Calling a lot of fouls right now is not going to do anyone any favors. There's 2 minutes left. But you're screaming at someone who's volunteering their time right now.
Yeah.
Like it's just understand that. But I don't think a lot of people do. They put so much importance in their kids right now, and it's
and nobody. We live in that world where everybody shuts their garage doors and nobody wants to talk to anybody. And so you go to a game, nobody wants to deal with drama. But you are 100% right, Puck. Is being one of those parents around them. You've got to provide a little accountability, and I will do this because my dad has a tendency to start losing, and I'm like, shut up. I literally say, I said, shut up. I want this ref on my side, Dad. I don't need the umpire hearing you. And here's the other thing, Puck, another little tip for
I want some
people
calls to go my way later in the game.
Yeah. And here's a little tip. And I've done this before. And sometimes people like to do drama. If you start seeing somebody that's getting a little that's getting a little loud, just put your camera on them. Start filming them. They'll shut up.
Yeah, that could. But it could backfire.
I've done it to a couple, and I've seen them kind of like simmer down. Maybe they see me and they're like, "Oh God, this guy's going to put it on the news," which you are going into a public event, so it could happen. But yeah, I think accountability from those around. I think what. Here's the other thing. Let's just be brutally honest to every parent out there that has yelled or is thinking about yelling tonight at a district basketball game or at a baseball game. Mm-hmm. Let's just be brutally honest. Just listen. Every one of you, listen to me right here. Listen to me right now. I'm going to give you one reason why you should just shut up and enjoy the game and cheer on your kids. When was the last time you yelled from the stands and you screamed at that referee making $20? When was the last time you did that? And the referee turned to you and said, "Oh my God, you're right. Let's change the call around because Bob said that was a foul." Thank you, buddy. I appreciate you. It's never happened.
Thanks, Bob.
It's never happened before. So please, 4 things. Remember them. Every game, there's a player, there's a coach, there's an official, and there's a parent or a fan. Just be one of them.
And 5, where are we getting drinks after the game?
Well, that's fine. You can, if you want to go to Bumpy's after the game and yell about how your son got fouled 5 times and should have had 30 points.
I don't understand. I don't understand the coach's playing time right now. I don't get it. I just don't know why Timmy's playing over Johnny.
Here's the thing, parents. Life is short. It goes quick. You don't know if this is going to be your kid's last game tonight. If they're going to go on and play in the NBA. Just enjoy every single one.
We're not going to play in the NBA. Hey, I sent you all the results last week. All the results last week.
Yeah, I was not
of the Metro Gymnastics Championships, and nor did I see them on the news or get a response. We got a phone call. You got knocked out. Can't hear you anymore. Can you hear me now?
No, I don't know what happened. Okay. I think we've been on. I think we've been on so long.
We've been on way too long. I know. We've been on way too long. Hey, listen.
But we're having fun.
Ballard Gymnastics, 4th straight Metro Championships.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you bring up
Districts are tomorrow. Okay. Now I want to see something. I'm going to send you the results, and you better put them in there.
So, Puck, here's old school journalism for you. Congrats to the Ballard Beavers, okay?
Yes.
I pump up the Super Bowl commercial where they want every state to have flag football.
Oh, it was a great commercial. Loved
it. And a lot of people get behind me, and then there's like 20% of the people like, Egan, we can't afford it. We don't want to do it, blah, 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 blah. Let me make this point, and let me use your Ballard Beavers gymnastics team. Old school journalism, it's okay, everybody. You can go out there and research like myself. It just takes a little time. I am not saying gymnastics should not be a high school sport. I think it's a great sport. I love watching gymnastics. I think it is important for high school teams to have gymnastics. I think at the Olympic Games, gymnastics, #1 rated sport. I love watching it. It should be a high school sport. But for everybody that sits there and says, we don't want to bring flag football into you don't have to do it. You don't have to vote. You can vote yes and not bring flag football in here. Yeah. And my point is this, Puck. Here's my research. Only 12% of the high schools in the state of Washington have a gymnastics team. Only 12%.
Yeah.
We're not saying don't do gymnastics. I hate to say this. I think flag football would be more up to 60 to 70%.
I think it would, but there is a fear. There's a fear from those in that community that if you were to add it,
it would take away from basketball and gymnastics.
No. Well, because then does the WIA or does the school stop funding maybe a sport like gymnastics? Because that's an expensive sport.
Sure,
and listen, the numbers may be down, but there's a lot of girls that love the sport.
Oh,
here's my deal is this. It's just we should make sports available as much as we can to everybody that wants to play a sport.
Yeah.
Bottom line. So.
And I just my point is a lot of the executive assembly committee, I think is their name, voted no because they were afraid to put it in, but you don't have to add it is my point. You don't have to add it. I mean, they voted yes on bringing back slow pitch softball, and I think really only the east side is majority of the teams are from the east side. So there's a lot of schools here who are like, yeah, we'll vote yes, but we're not going to do it.
Okay, I'm going to send you the results tomorrow night. Okay.
Ballard Beavers.
Ballard
Is your
Beavers.
daughter is she on the all around?
She is on the all around. Yeah, got third place last week. Metros, first on beam.
Wow.
Okay.
How is she on the? So they do the beam, the floor, the vault,
bars,
and the bars.
Yeah. It's a juggernaut. This Ballard team. Juggernaut.
I need to come out and watch this.
Tomorrow it starts early in the morning and goes like all day.
Okay. All right.
All day.
And then, so we got gymnastics coming up. We got the Mac Classic and the Tacoma
And then we got
coming
the
up.
state championships next week. It's a busy time. All right. This was a long, extended visit. This was really long with you. I'm sorry.
You know what? It all started with bacon.
It did start with bacon. You are the very best. Enjoy the rest of your Friday. We'll see you next week.
Hey, I don't know if you know this. The Olympics, they're coming up on King 5 TV. Love you, Puck.
There he is. Chris Egan, King 5. Oh, my God. We almost went an hour with him. Fat Zach's Pizza. You got your money's worth this week. Enjoy one of their 3 locations, Sumner, Puyallup, South Hill, home of the original No Big Deal Pickle Pizza. Book one of their 3 food trucks, birthday parties, graduations, corporate events. Find Fat Zach's on Facebook, Instagram, and, of course, fatzachspizza.com. All right. What do we got to do? 2 things for Hey, What the Puck. I don't really have not a rant or a commentary, so to speak, but we're going to get to 2 things before we go. Hey, What the Puck, as we wrap up a Friday show. I'm happy to be back for the Friday live show. Again, Thursdays, we'll have one more interrupted Thursday for one more trip over to Pullman, and then we'll be back to doing our regular shows. And then we'll pivot soon, probably next week or 2 weeks to the majority of our baseball content. Also starting next week, so sign up to become a Pucks Posse member, $5 a month, because we'll have more content coming there on the Pucks Posse site. Dane Brugler from The Athletic, exclusive NFL draft coverage once a week starting next week. Hey, What the Puck? Brought to you by Restoration One in North Seattle. Your restoration company lets you avoid the stress of water, fire, and mold damage with their property restoration services. Locally owned and operated. Make them your first call when those damages affect your residential or commercial property. 206-817-8917. Visit them online at restoration1.com, North Seattle franchise. Okay, when you sign up to become a Pucks Posse member, we gave one away for December and January. We have yet to do one for February and do it on Valentine's Day. So when you sign up to be a Pucks Posse member, which gets, again, is a full support of all the daily content we do at pucksports.com, the Daily Puck Drop, all the guests, including now of a guest and certain guests that we will put behind a paywall. We will always give you a portion of it free, Ryan Divish being one of those. The full 50-minute podcast with Divish this week is for Pucks Posse members. Again, it's just $5 a month. It's not a lot, but I know it's a stress of putting in your credit card information, all that, and there's added costs, and it all adds up. And I get it. I am very sensitive to that. So if you ever have any issues, just email me, puck@pucksports.com. But it's a cup of coffee. It really is what it is. And we always give you still 20 minutes of Divish free, but then the full show is for just members. And then next week, starting with Dane Brugler, will be the same thing. But for just signing up for 1 year, which you get a discount, I want to say it's like $54. We, once a month for the next year, for the next calendar year, we are handing out a $100 gift package for Pucks Posse members. We've handed out 2 already. $100 includes a $50 gift certificate to John Howie, $25 to Georgetown Brewery, and $25 to Flat Stick Pub. So our winner for February, and we'll be emailing Dean later today. Dean Peterson is our February winner of our gift package for Pucks Posse. Dean Peterson. If you know Dean, hit him up and have him take you to John Howie and Flat Stick and Georgetown Brewery. Dean Peterson is our $100 gift card winner there for the Pucks Posse. And so appreciate Dean for signing up and joining and being a part of the Pucks Posse, which, again, $5 a month gives you everything that we do free and just the support of Puck Sports, and then also all the additional content that we provide, including Dane Brugler from The Athletic covering the NFL draft tomorrow. One thing I will say, a little bit of news, and if you're a Mariners fan, I think you will like this. Maybe some don't, because you're like, I don't care. I would say this as to wrap up Hey, What the Puck. For those who do not have cable or want an option to stream games, I would bet you anything you're going to get your way this year with Mariners baseball. I am hearing that there will be a streaming option for the Mariners Not sure if it'll be ready for opening day, but that there will be a streaming option. How much it will cost to be determined, but that there will be that avenue for you as Mariner fans to be able to watch games. So, again, if that's something that you desire and you want and you like, then good news. If you don't, you're shut down. I don't want to talk about the Mariners or watch them. I totally get that as well. But for those who have been clamoring for it, and it's due. It's due to have it, right? I would expect that is going to be a reality for the baseball team this season. All right, that's Hey What the Puck, brought to you by Restoration 1 in North Seattle. Again, your restoration company. Give them a call, 206-817-8917, or visit them online at restoration1.com, the North Seattle franchise. Thank you for watching and listening to today's show. Thank you to all our sponsors, Limback Lumber, a Clean Streak that brings you Jim Moore, Fat Zach's Pizza that brings you Chris Egan, also Georgetown Brewery, which is just an overall great sponsor of the program. Please check out the new Tavern Beer at your local bar and at georgetownbeer.com. And, of course, as we wrap up every single show, Restoration 1. Today's Daily Puck Drop up on YouTube. Please subscribe to the channel when you're there. Also find the Daily Puck Drop on your favorite podcast platforms and, of course, at pucksports.com. And when you're at pucksports.com, please sign up to be a member of the Pucks Posse. Just $5 a month. You support all the free content and the VIP and exclusive content we do as well, like our baseball coverage with Ryan Divish of the Seattle Times. And, again, starting next week, our NFL draft coverage of the draft with Dane Brugler of The Athletic. Check it all out at pucksports.com. Everyone have a wonderful weekend. We'll talk to you on Monday. As always, I promise to be much, much better.
No shoes, no dice.
Would anybody like to smoke some pot?
Yeah.
I was born to love you. I was born to lick your face. I was born to rub you. But you were born to rub me first.
What do you need my address for? We'd like to send out a mailer.
Mother of mercy, I don't speak Japanese!